So you guys might know me as Will. I make music under the moniker Hush Child. I'm normally focusing on more of the chill side of things, but today we're going to do something a little bit different. So punk rock is cool again, and I couldn't be happier. This month we've seen Travis Barker feature on a track with Willow Smith in some pop punk Paramore vibes on Transparent Soul. And then we saw Denzel Curry absolutely body his performance in Dark Knight's death metal. And now we've got Sway Lee with Sick Brain on a Skrillex track. This week I'm bringing you 2 episodes because I'm doing something slightly out of my comfort zone today. Now, am I the only one who, when I see Skrillex's name pop up, I just think 911 now! And because it's been around 10 years since the release of Bangarang. And here I am still expecting 5 layers of OTT, even when I see him sitting in the back of a Ty Dolla $ign Tiny Desk concert. It's got me thinking, what would Skrillex's new track, Too Bizarre, sound like if we were back in 2011. Now, albeit a lot has changed for me since 2011, I still don't have that much patience to sit down and learn all of the growly vowel wavetables inside Massive. So as luck would have it, Shane from Rocket Powered Sound hit me up and said, did I want to try out the Ultimate Serum Bundle? And I said, yes! You guys might remember Shane's face if you've been on YouTube over the last 5 years. I definitely used to watch the Rocket Powered Sound videos back in the day when I was trying to rip off all of the flume sounds. Let's take this sound pack for a spin and let's jump into it. Mostly going to be focusing on this section of the track, but I'll kind of give you an overview. The beginning of the track starts off very much similar to the original. But we've got this, and all I've done is double click on that, beats, forward transients, you know the deal by now, and set that to 42, just so some of those transients are a little bit gated. And I've also used our friend Splitter to get the bass parts. And later on, I take that EQ off of the bass, just so we have that low end. And then I'm using the Fab Filter Saturn to give it some saturation there. R-bass to bring out some of that harmonic distortion, and then the glue compressor just to tame some of those last transients, those frequencies that are peaking a little bit. Apart from that, I've pretty much remade the guitar. Could be a nicer sound, but we're not taking it too seriously, are we guys? And then taken the same performance, put it on a new track, panned it slightly to the right, and added my Drip Off plugin, which is a part of my Patreon, but you guys can download it for free from the description below. If you haven't already seen my video on recreating the infamous Drip plugin, then I do suggest you check it out after this video. And then I felt like the guitar needed just a little bit of a boost, so I've just used a pluck sound, which is the first in our sounds in this video from Rocket Powered Sound. So I jumped into Serum, and just look how many packs you get. We've just got some extra brass there, some nasty growls, and then the ultimate dubstep pack, which is what we're going to be using the most of today, obviously. And I'm just automating that whoosh as well to give this part of the track some air as we go into the build-up. And as I'm sure you heard, we're just saturating this vocal here, and it's pitched up above the other. Then we just have the standard vocal from the actual song. What I was really expecting from the new track was to have, you know, some kind of... Oh my gosh! You've seen the memes. Seeing as we've got Sick Brain on this track, why not make that vocal the kind of exaggerated drop vocal? Oh my makeup! And then we also have some other reverb chops here as well. And sway underneath. So now we get into our main pattern. Let me break this down for you. So rocket powered sound doing all of the work on this section here. And essentially how I went about planning this is I have my bass line, and my bass line is literally just playing the G sharp, the lower G sharp, and then the D sharp there. Started to just program some sounds in here. So you can see I've got all of these Serum patches open, and I haven't really done anything to these tracks apart from add OTT, of course, right? Because dubstep, to the overall group. And then the EQ8 kind of does some filter stuff, which is automated here. And the LFO is controlling that EQ8 there. We've got the glue compressor, Pro Q2, and then a utility just for gain. And the first preset that I grabbed was the bass Growl free from Rocket Powered Sounds. And that sounded like this. And then I immediately duplicated that, right clicked it, freeze, and then flatten. And what that allowed me to do is just pitch that. So I added OTT on this froze clip and then just pitched it down -5 semitones. So you get two really different sounds there. So the next one was probably this one here. Again, nothing on this, haven't even EQ'd it because it's all in the group. And these patterns sound really lovely or disgusting, depending on what way you want to complement dubstep sounds. We went with Growl 7 on this one. Nice and easy. The octave below, the octave above didn't even do anything to this preset because I don't even know what's going on here. There's 7 different LFO thingies here in Serum. So I just didn't touch anything and I moved right on. After that, I had this pattern, which we didn't end up using until the end. And it's probably my favorite sound. It only happens once. You can see that I added EQ8. The Haas effects, I wanted to make it wide, Valhalla, and an auto pan there because I wanted to have a little bit of reverb tail just at the end. So some of the recurring sounds that you're going to hear are like this one. So taking that first sound again, and then really cranking up the gain. And I'm also transposing the clip at the halfway mark by an octave as well. So a great way to, again, use a sound and then transpose that so you get a kind of bend in it as well. But the most obnoxious sound definitely comes from this Neurotic Bass patch here. So just chatting away there, Bass Neurotic in the Ultimate Dubstep pack. Again, I haven't done anything but add OTT to this. So it's a little bit tamer because I obviously have a huge bass from RPS at the bottom as well. And this comes from, oh, okay, I thought it was from the hip hop pack. I think I tried that first, but I ended up keeping it all within the dubstep family. And I went to the RPS Ultimate Dubstep sub. There you go. So a nice clean sub here. And you can see that I've sidechained that a little bit for my kick drum as well. So all of my kind of dubstep growls together sound like this. And the thing that we've done in the second 8 bars compared to the first is just rearrange the arrangement a little bit with the vocals, the placement of the kicks and the stabs. So of course I'm only using like a few of the presets from this Ultimate Dubstep pack. And we will come to some of the keys sounds that I used within this pack as well. But yeah, just imagine what you could do with everything. If you want to cop that, there's a link in the description. There's over 250 presets and wavetables for Serum as well. So if you put yourself into my shoes, I've just created this section here. So the characters are right, but it's just missing a couple of elements. So what I did was grab this loop and just high pass it because it had some live drums in there. And I just kind of used the overheads for cymbals. Combine that with my drums. And just reversing some of the notes. So that put me in a better place for hearing what this drop would sound like. But I still need something there. So what I ended up doing is going back into this rocket powered sound pack and choosing some keys. It's called Entertainment Machines. Without any of the effects, it sounds like this. So I just added OTT, an auto filter, and the EQ8, and the EQ8 is just keeping it out of that sub region. So I knew I was nearly there. So the only thing to add now was just the vocals, and then we're pretty much good. Let's add those vocals. So you can hear all of that automation going on. So much saturation, so much distortion. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this one was really handy. I had the rocket powered sound riser here, which I think I got from the EDM pack. Yeah, so the ultimate EDM pack. And this came in handy because I'm not too great at making risers. I just put it in the key of my song and then we were good to go. I just did a little bit of automation as we got into the tail end of that build up. I'm gonna let this track play out in its entirety and you can hear what I did with it. Do let me know if you want to see me look back at some genres from the past, or at least try making things outside my comfort zone. Because once I did set myself this challenge, I ended up having a lot of fun. So there we have it, guys. We can safely say I absolutely missed the wave back in 2010, 2012. But this was my first time making dubstep. How do you think I did? And what did you think of today's episode? Do you want to see me try and create more genres outside of my comfort zone? Because we've definitely got a lot to cover. Don't worry if you want to see more lo-fi goodness. There'll be another video coming your way in just 2 days time where we're going to see all the different ways that we can flip a sample. Shouts to RPS for sponsoring this video, and if you guys want to cop that ultimate serum bundle, then check the link in the description below. I think right now the discount's like 62% off. So if you're into your serum bass weightiness, then obviously check it out. If you enjoyed this episode, do make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, because we're so close to 5,000 subscribers and it's a little bit insane. As always, guys, if you want to see anything that I mentioned in this episode, you want to book one-to-one tuition with me through my Patreon or anything else we've mentioned in previous episodes, then the description is the place to be. But for now, I thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.